Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stacey, Storino. Welcome back to my channel. The number one place I do feel for adult entrepreneurs to go to, no matter what kind of business model they have, no matter what they're selling and who they're selling it to, if you want to learn about content marketing that actually converts into like sales, followers are great, but you can't deposit followers in the bank, right? Growing your email list is important, but you still have to do marketing to your email list too, right? So if you want help with email marketing and content marketing that actually brings you sales, even if you're working an affiliate business model, you need those clicks, you need those commissions, this is the right place to go. I will say up front, I am still sick, which is why I didn't go live yesterday. We're going live here about 15 to 20 minutes every single day through the end of February. If you have missed any of the previous teachings, they all kind of build on each other. Free coaching, that playlist is in the show notes down below. So this is day 27 of what we're calling 30 days of, the social media growth challenge. This is not about follow for follow, like for like, using software or bots, because quite frankly, none of that stuff is going to bring you sales. Who cares? Yes, the more subscribers or followers you have, that's more social proof. And yes, to some degree, that does help with the sales conversions at the end. I'm not going to lie to you, but if you don't know what you're doing otherwise, you're still not going to capitalize. And if you don't believe me, I'm just going to type this. You can do a Google search, and your search term should be RE 2.6 million Instagram followers couldn't sell 36 t-shirts. So that Google search, if you copy and paste it, you can see this is an influencer on Instagram that not too long ago had 2.6 million followers on Instagram. They definitely liked her. She posted content, thought she could launch a merch line and rake in money, and she couldn't even sell enough to place a first order. So having a lot of followers is great, but past a certain point, it means nothing if you can't get sales. And wanting to be part of the creator economy is cool too, but the creator economy is one stream of income. Most people who I've coached with over the last 10 years, some of them want to be influencers, but most of them are selling products, selling services. So they're like, if I get extra money through the creator economy too, that's great, but I really need to sell my stuff. So my biggest 7-figure client that I'm not protected or limited to under an NDA is Joe's Dairy Bar. If you go to TikTok, they have over 800,000 followers on TikTok. And yes, that does bring them business. Hey, Miss Ruth, what's going on? Ruth Dowd is here. Hashtag live. Hello, Miss Ruth. Yeah, if you're my students or even if you're not, I'm just curious to see who's looking when. Hashtag live, hashtag replay. If you could put it in the comments section down below, I appreciate it. If you could give this video a big thumbs up, even on the replay, it's less about how it makes me feel. It's more about it will push out the live more while it's live to at least my subscribers. And the same thing, it'll push out the replay once we're in replay mode, at least to my subscribers. So if you like the concept of free coaching, you appreciate anything I teach from day to day, that's the least you could do for me is give the video a thumbs up. And hashtag live, hashtag replay. Certainly, if you have any questions about what I'm going to teach, because I'm going to go into today's teaching right now, you are more than welcome to ask it, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I do look at my comments on YouTube and quite frankly, elsewhere too. So let me just really quickly pull up my curriculum for today's teaching. Again, I apologize to my students, especially the ones that are doing the 30-day growth challenge. I was sick and had like no voice yesterday. Okay, so today's teaching is evolution. We're going to talk about getting better at doing the thing by doing the thing. Yes, this challenge, by now we're almost done with it. It's just a couple more days and we're done. We started at the end of January. But how to continue to get better at doing the thing by doing the thing. We'll talk about what the thing is in a couple different ways in a minute. Then I'll sign off. I'll jump back on and do the day 28 teaching, which will catch us up for today because I was sick. And that's all about vibe versus tribe. Okay. Hey, Mike from Valley Smithy, hashtag live. Hope you're feeling better. I'm working on it, Mike. If you could give this video a big thumbs up really quick, I appreciate it. I will be drinking a whole lot more just to keep my voice and my throat lubricated there. All right, so we are talking about evolution. If you've been in this competition slash, oh, hey, Marcy, what's going on? Good morning, hashtag live. What's up, Miss Marcy? If you could give this video a big thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. So evolution, when you are content marketing on behalf of your business, even if you've been an entrepreneur for a long period of time, like I've been a coach for 10 years, I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years total. Including that decade coaching. I do have to tell you, of course, you get better at doing the thing by doing the thing. And of course, just personally and professionally, we're all going to iterate, evolve, and up level as we go every day, week, month of our lives. If you've been with me since the beginning of this 30-day challenge back in late January of 2023, you may not have done much content marketing on behalf of your business at all. Or even if you did, you were like, I was only putting up like 1, 2, 3 things a week, maybe, Stacey. I'm not used to doing what this challenge asks me for. So if you're new or relatively new to me or the challenge, what is it? It's everybody who's participating. You post one piece of original content a day it doesn't have to be more, but at least to the top 2 social media platforms that are most important for your niche. If you know your niche, you know your ideal customer, then you know if you had to pick the 2 places to publish content to, because that's where they are most of the time. And if you're really lucky and it's Facebook and Instagram, the Meta Business Suite will help you to publish out to both places simultaneously. And it kind of does feel like one and done, right? So, one piece of original content published fresh. We're not sharing it between the 2 because then you get dumbed down reach unless you're publishing stuff through the Meta Business Suite to Facebook and Instagram. Meta is the company that owns both of those entities, so it does not dumb down your reach. And you can Google it and see that, the algorithm chasers discussing it. But if you're sharing something from Instagram to TikTok or vice versa, you could use those little apps to like clear away the logo. Each AI or artificial intelligence knows where the source file came from, so you're not fooling anybody on that. So all the, pretty young things that are talking about, oh, just remove the logo, it'll be good. No, you're still not going to get great reach because each platform knows where the content comes from. And so you hiding the logo, sure, the humans that are watching your content don't see it. That's one thing. But not as many humans are going to see your stuff because it's not going to get pushed out. It's not going to get good algorithmic compulsion, which is what I talk to my paid students about on Funnel Dynasty. So you can go to funneldynasty.com if you want to see. It's one-on group coaching most every week of the year. It comes with a 7-module course, and including the things I just said, like 24 bonuses on top of it. So it's really nice for the price. That is my highest and best offering. I don't do one-on-one coaching anymore. I haven't in years. So if you're like, wow, I'm learning a lot and I really wish that I had more concentrated time on me, my website, my social, and tweak stuff, we do pick a business to spotlight most every week. So your business could be next, and you're going to get my feedback and my more experienced students' feedbacks. I have some people who've been with me for several years now. I love you, honey, in Funnel Dynasty. So you're going to get a lot of help and support in that group. So do take a look at Funnel Dynasty if you haven't seen it yet. But the one concept I want you to think about now is, as with anything else, the more you do something, the easier it becomes and the better you're going to be at it. So when you started this challenge, if you were with me from the beginning, you might have felt like you were all thumbs, even having to plan content out, a piece to cover every single day for 30 days, an original piece of content that you're going to publish on those top 2 platforms that are best for your niche. Anything after that is nothing but net. And if you're a beginner, I don't want you to get overwhelmed. You don't have to go crazy. If you're a more intermediate to advanced business owner and marketer, and you're like, hey, I have the software, I have the staff, I want to do it, go nuts. Nobody is telling you to stay at just two. But if you're beginning, I don't want you overwhelmed and burnt out. If you're like, it's hard for me to come up with all of that content to keep my pre-existing crowd going, and let alone to optimize things one well optimized piece of content at a time to grab more attention every day. You can look at, and it's in the show notes down below, the March popularity plan. For one small price, you get this time around 138 graphics. Most of them are March centric because we're about to go into March. You get 15 swipe files for social media post templates, and 4 swipe files, one for every week of that next coming month, and for emails. Because, and we've discussed this on previous days, so I don't want to talk about it now, but you should be emailing your list a minimum of once a week. If you're emailing your list less, you're going to actually get more unsubscribes, as opposed to you emailing them a couple times a week, especially if it isn't always just sales announcements, but you are at least once a week serving up big value to them. Could be a blog post if you're a blogger and or your people love blogs. It could be a YouTube video that you publish once a week. It could be the link to a replay on a Facebook page where you did a 10-15-minute demo or a quick 15-minute training or what have you. And they're going to get value out of that. You know, that's a good value add to give to your email list at least once a week. Okay. So pardon me, I'm just fighting off a little bit of illness here. But you're never going to get better at doing the thing without just doing the thing. So whether you leverage the popularity planner, you don't. And it's especially useful for solopreneurs and small businesses. But even my 6-figure successes, they're like, I'll buy every pack and my team can go publish it out and schedule it out. You know, there's no such thing as posting too many times. That's true too. This isn't 5-10 years ago. There is no such thing as publishing too many times. There really isn't. I even researched something for Joe's Dairy Bar today. TikTok doesn't penalize you for publishing a whole bunch of times. Most platforms don't. Instagram might, but if you publish a carousel every day or close to it, a graphic or a photo every day or close to it, and you publish a reel every single day, a lot of businesses of different sizes are all reporting back. That's fine. You don't want to publish to Instagram every hour of every day. Things change algorithmically. Facebook, it is literally impossible to post too many times in a page or a group because that platform is so mature and so competitive. So it's all about evolving and finding that over time, whether you're leveraging the popularity plan or not, planning out all that content becomes easier and easier. Planning things out a week in advance, eventually you'll be able to plan out maybe not everything, but most everything a month in advance, or you can plug in a lot of days in your calendar to figure out your relationship marketing stuff, let alone your straight up sales-based marketing content. That students tend to need a whole lot less help with for me, but I do have a video that you want to check out on my channel if you haven't already. It's called Plan Out Your March Content Marketing This Way. It talks about my multiple calendar pass system and how I do it like going into the month of March, personally and professionally. And if you have kids or dependents and stuff, and you're like, it's hard enough to schedule out my whole life, plus their life, plus my sales-based marketing, plus my relationship content marketing. Yeah, the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. But this is a video that might be able to help you with that. You can see my 5 calendar pass system that's really good for the month of March. And I just put that down in the live chat. It should be there on the replay. It's also on my channel. But you're never going to evolve if you don't break the glass and get the ball rolling. Never. How can you get better at doing the thing if you're not doing the thing? Whatever the thing is. planning things out in advance, that video will help you. Getting content out every day or at least close to it, something like the popularity plan can help you. Or you can just create times by calendar blocking when you're going to batch create, whether it's batch shoot photos, batch create graphics, batch shoot videos, whatever. And then you'll have a period of time where you'll batch edit these things as they need to be and then batch optimize them all. Because if you don't optimize your content well, in terms of keywords, hashtags, or both, you're going to have a very hard time getting your stuff seen by anything more than maybe your pre existing social media community. A lot of those folks are dialed in and they're thinking of looking at your page or group or your account on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. They'll come looking for you. That's great. But until you get like a ton of them, right? It's hard to get the algorithms to be too interested in you unless every piece of content that you publish, no matter what platform you're on, is properly optimized in terms of keywords in the captions, hashtags, or both. Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill got very high on TikTok very fast. They're very close to being a top level macro influencer on TikTok. They have well over 800,000 fans or followers on TikTok. And yes, knowing what hashtags and what keywords to utilize definitely was part of that equation. They jumped way ahead of a lot of other people who were putting out ice cream and snack related content. It is very difficult to be competitive when it comes to food, the attention of foodies, especially when we're talking about stuff that isn't like dialed down like cuisine for a specific, like, ideal customer, like Indian food versus Cajun food. We're talking about like broader scope stuff to be competitive for. Hamburgers, hot dogs, milkshakes, ice cream, soft serve. And yet they did it. And they did it in like 2 years, they scaled up without pouring any money into that at all. So if you're like, I don't have any money to boost posts or run ads or do any sort of paid strategies at all, who cares? You could do it organically. You still can on TikTok. Marcy asks, do you have suggestion on how to find those keywords and hashtags? I do. I really do. In the show notes down below, you can get a free 1-week trial to a tool that I use for myself, I use for Joe's. And I have been talking about it to my students at least for the last 2 years, more. Flick. So you can look at Flick. That will help you because the research that you can do with Flick for hashtags, you can usually jump back when we're talking about social media, optimizing keywords for your captions. That's usually going to help you by reverse engineering for the keywords in the captions, the hashtags themselves. This is not just a hashtag suggestion tool. It is an official third-party vendor of Instagram, or I would never recommend it. Anything that is not like an official vendor of one or more platforms, I'm never going to put my name behind it. Okay. I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years and a coach for 10. I'm not going to mess that up. I am not an affiliate for everything under the sun. My business model isn't affiliate anyway, but that is something that you can get a free week's trial on. You will see not only that it'll recommend, sure, a whole bunch of hashtags for you, but it will also show you which hashtags are currently still hot to use versus what's getting cooler on Instagram. It will also show you, there's like 2 different views that you can toggle between, but like I use the table view. I just find it better. But it'll also show you what hashtags tend to get more engagement. So like comments and shares and stuff like that. It will also show you what hashtags your similarly situated competition tends to use and like what kinds of results. There's a whole bunch of stuff that Flick.tech does. I swear to anything that's holy, if I knew of a free or freemium version forever free that would be just as good, I would tell you about it. I have no problem with telling people to go use Canva versus Canva Pro because Canva currently is still forever free. Or if you have 1,000 or less subscribers on an email list, MailChimp is free. Flick, there's a free trial through me. You can do that down below and it won't hurt you. It won't cost you anything, and you can see what it'll do. So, and what I typically will teach my paid students to do is what you learn on Instagram, you can reverse engineer not just for the hashtags and the keywords on Insta. You are typically swinging in the same ballpark for TikTok as well. And also for the like couple students of mine that need to be on Twitter, whether they like it or not. Bridget hasn't been on my stuff live in a while, but we have a different time zone now with her. But Bridget's one of my students from Personal Space Creations, and she can't stand Twitter. But when she did research demographics and psychographics on her ideal customer, she came to learn that one of the top two social media platforms that was best for her niche had to include Twitter, whether she liked it or not. And she can't stand it. So we're always joking around. But like she uses Flick, and of course it helps her for Instagram, it helps her for TikTok. And she says it is useful for Twitter. She's really between Insta, Twitter, and yeah, she does have a good presence on Facebook too, but she's one of my more intermediate students. She's not a beginner student of mine, and she has a very profitable business, she and her husband, which definitely got better once they really learned how to leverage. Two of them have hit the wall and see what sticks. When they do content, people are getting on their email list. Yeah. But there are some people who are just like, never mind. I don't need that. Graphic wise is millennial or younger. All right. So you're never going to evolve if you don't try. So you have to be committed. Those people who have been with me on this nearly 30-day journey, we're almost done. And you've been publishing every day, or even if you skipped a day, almost every day, you already know from our Facebook group, Content Marketing for Conversions, which is from you already been getting easier. You've been feeling better about weeks after the first couple days to a week. You have enough to go up. Most important thing to all of us, your sales go up. Quite a few people in that group alone have said that they've gotten sales that in some cases they know they can trace to their content marketing. And in other cases, they're like, I do think the content marketing influenced it. So I'm going to end this stream here, and then I'm going to come back on in like 60 seconds, this was a catch up from yesterday where I had no voice, and then 2 more days left, month. Yep. So, Monday and Tuesday will be the last 3 live trainings on my channel. Of course, I come out with 2 long form pieces of content, minimum on 1 to 3 channel, every day as well. And my Mr. B stuff is all heading towards 2,000 views a piece, but it's not ignoring his paid strategies and just going with his organic content marketing that I'd published that has to do with the longer form video. The views on that tripled over the last 2-3 days. So quick aside, if you're not using shorts, you really need to do it. And right now, get in while the getting's good. Short-sized versions of shorts, if you qualify for that. That only started February 1st, and we're almost out of February. And yes, you can both owned by the parent company called Alphabet. So what benefits you on one is similar to how Meta does with Facebook versus Instagram, if you're publishing content at least, excuse me, through the Meta Business Scheduler. So I'm going to sign off really quickly, but come right back on with day 28's teaching, and then we're caught up from my sick day. If you've missed any of the prior days and all of the show notes from this 30-day coaching challenge, you can find the playlist to get caught up. Hours of free coaching. I mean, seriously, why not, right? So, and I'll talk to you guys in just a quick minute.